Hi everybody, Army P here for eXplorminate.net, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Stellaris with the new expansion Utopia installed. Now just when you thought things were going to get a tad on the dull side, the AI goes and throws a monkey wrench right into your well-oiled machine. Turns out that my awesome ally, I'll pull him up, why not, we'll just pull him up right from this screen here, the Grolfrip Interstellar Empire. Again, the one-eyed pink monster, or purple-headed monster. I didn't say it. Anyway, he decided that he wants to declare war on his old nemesis, the Stellar Concordiate. So, of course, him being, you know, my ally and strong friend through all these years, he's given me quite the actual list of different things that we can do. We're going to liberate a couple planets, but for the most part, looks like he wants to secede quite a few planets. Now, if you look at it here, because of the way that they've changed the dynamics of the war score, his ability to cut into this empire has been exceeded than what we typically see in a game that you would be playing in, you know, patch 1.4. He's actually going to cut, if we win this war, exceedingly deep into this empire, essentially rendering it obsolete. And I mean, let's face it, then we'll all have giant horsemen that we can ride. And if you've ever been a giant floating Army P plant peon, the idea of having your own horse is hilarious. Like, it's seriously one of the most hilarious jokes on Alberta Prime. Like 3 different comics tell the same joke and it doesn't even matter, we all laugh. So I'm very interested in this. I'm also more interested in the fact that he's inferior in terms of his naval strength, and he's actually already at war with the Juskin Brawl, the Juskin Star Sovereignty, who has a pathetic army. But that being said, we're not gonna... Whole point is strike your enemy while he's weak. Exactly what my ally wants to do. And he's part of a federation, so this is a federation versus federation war, because he's actually a federation with this handsome looking fellow. Sweet mother of God. I'm just going to take a moment here to pause, you know, my thoughts, because I'm just looking at this guy thinking to myself, could you get any uglier? Like, could you make something look more hideous? Just, I mean, look at that mug. It's horrific. Okay, so now that we've all had a good look at that, what we're going to do is we're going to decide to, of course, accept. Even though we are peace-loving, plant-like nature, and our army was, without question, the absolute best armies in the entire galaxy at the Army Pea Republic, and we do believe in freedom and justice for all. That's why we're going to agree to this war plan and these conditions, because we don't want to secede planets. We don't want to take them over. No. We want to liberate these people. We want to liberate the planets under my belt of the Army Pea Republic, which is Canadeth and Hypnos. Both those planets will be liberated and bestowed upon them the Army Pea Republic way. Unfortunately, all those other planets that are being seceded by my one-eyed purple-headed monster will not fare the same fate, but those are the spoils of war. So I will vote yes, and we are at war. So I have no idea what the enemy has to offer in terms of their layout. It's actually the first time... Oh no, I'm lying. I actually think that we've actually seen the layout of the Stellar Concordiate. They actually, if I remember correctly, they actually have nothing but disruptors for shields, which is awesome for us because we're focused pretty much extensively on armor. Well, I shouldn't say extensively. And we got our new general, and he's doing just fine. Oh, we got a precursor. Right? Perfect. I always like to go through these, just in case you were wondering what I meant by a precursor. So there's a precursor and a Cybrex. So there's three different things you can actually, three different events that you can go through in these games. I know it's a bit of a segue right now when it comes to talking about the precursors. But essentially they're they're former massive empires that have fallen and completely been erased from the galaxy's history. And I do believe there's three different ones that you can end up getting. The Cybrex is one of them, and it's kind of like a quest chain that you follow through the entirety of your game. And if I remember correctly, there should only be 5, and once you've discovered all 5, it ends up to your home world, which normally gives you a pretty big bonus. So that one just popped up, and so I wanted to make sure we got that, because I'd love to have that bonus, whatever the case it may be, before we get too crazy. Now that being said, looks like our allies have been able to get some enemy ships in our range. Ooh, it looks like they've got neutron torpedoes, which are great at smashing shields, which they're good at, but they've also got some small plasma accelerators. I didn't expect that, because if you look here, ignores 60% of armor. Okay, beat it, Antface. I say Antface because he looks like an anteater. Not to offend any ant lovers out there. So hopefully he hasn't retrofitted his fleets too much. Looks like we've got 2 fleets. Or 3 fleets. I'm going to combine them to 2. Okay, we've done that. So why not split them up and see how much damage we can issue. And my Alberta Prime. Where's Alberta Prime? Hang on. Embark, baby. I'm actually going to slow this down. And this is just personal preference. If you guys want to do something a little bit different, that's fine. I like to, when I'm in combat, I mean combat as in like I've been engaged in a huge interstellar war that might determine the entire fate of everything. I like to turn everything down to fast versus fastest. I always play on the fastest version. The reason I do that is because you can pause quickly and efficiently and just give out orders and then continue and carry on. And it always ends up reminding me much like you would actually play a turn-based game, except for you can continually just hold down that button and the end turn would happen. But with multi-phase and multifaceted and angled and flanked wars, oftentimes I'll turn it down to fast, and that way I can actually, give orders to fleets more effectively. And we got our next Cybrex. Let's do it. In the meantime, like it's moving at a decent pace, but it's also moving at a pace that's, it's deliberately, you're able to deliberately and effectively give out orders. Meantime, we're going to build up, who knows what we're going to face. I was a little concerned there because we ended up finding because the last time we fought these guys, they were just so focused on nothing but shields. Oh, there we go. Shoot those torpedoes, because if you remember correctly, and just in case you haven't, I actually have proton torpedoes, which do 200% shield damage, and their range is 70, which is a fairly large range. So we're going to be attacking the spaceport easily and effectively, taking out their shields and now occupying their space. What do you got here? 850? Pfft, Ain't nothing but a gangster party. You got... Oh, wow. A cause for concern. Turns out that these gentlemen have been retrofitting their ships. Retrofitting to their ships to the point where... they're an effective blend. No matter. It no matter, I'm not even concerned about it. We're in good shape. Just gonna help with the blorg there. We're good. An interesting little segue. If there was a way that we could somehow, I have no idea how you'd actually do this, but some type of maybe instanced battle arena where a lot of times when I'm playing these games, or a Stellaris game, I'll end up having to deal with 3 or 4 different things that are completely unwar related, and I find myself completely bypassing them, even though they probably require way more of my attention because I'm just so amped up for actually, like, you know, getting to go to battle. So I'm building a decent sized fleet. Accord, I haven't seen any massive battles there. I'm kind of curious where the main Stellar Concordiate fleet is. Oh, there we go. Just found you, didn't I? Coming into warp range. He's actually got antimatter reactors. He's actually a higher tech than we are. Although not with shields. He's got better armor. He's got better energy reactors, and he's got better no, he's got less shields. Interesting. Yes. So what do I have? I have a 7,000. Curious where he's gonna go. Meantime, we have got several of his planets deep trouble. My army is not headed towards that sector. What's he gonna do? The real question is, what is he gonna do? What you gonna do, brother? Looks like my is going on. Everybody is flying around, but doing a hell of a lot. So instead of coming directly at us, which probably would have made sense, at least try to drive us off of the planet. Sorry, I'm just re-equipping or re-engaging my science vessel. It looks like he has done something completely different. Well, I got antimatter reactors. Huzzah. Okay, everybody who's listening to this right now, I'm in version 1.5. This has been true from version 1.3 to 1.5. If you want to get any crisis at all besides the Unbidden, watch my other videos. I'm fairly certain they are still viable on the actual subject matter. If you don't want to watch my other videos, listen to what I'm saying right now. Under no circumstances do you, if you want the Unbidden, if you do not want the Unbidden, if you want to get the other two AI crisis, do not reverse engineer side jumps or side drives from the fallen empires. Additionally, under no circumstances research any type of level 3 faster than light engine. In this particular case, because I've got this entire map set to warp drive only, I will not take warp drive 3. The reason is that the Unbidden will show up no matter what in your game, hands down. The time that they actually appear at will be different depending on what you research. Side drives decrease it exponentially, so does the third faster than light warp drive. I say warp drive, but it could be a hyper drive for the hyperlanes. It could be a wormhole generator for the wormhole, for the worm F or the warp hole. Wormhole? Black hole drive, either way. Do not, under any circumstance, research that too early, because you'll get the Unbidden every time. That is the precursor, and currently that I understand it in 1.5. It actually may change in the future because I know that there is discussions right now about how the unbidden are actually far too frequent. It ends up being like almost 70% frequency, and it's because of these reasons why. So they may change in the future, but if you're watching it right now, that's where we're at. So of course I don't want the unbidden. I'd actually like the swarm. The swarm are actually my favorite. Okay, so back to the action at hand. Now that you've got that little tooltip, the more you know. Looks like we got a whole bunch of flying fleets around. We may have to help out. What is going on here? You've left a fleet of a whole bunch of corvettes. Oh, I never even realized that. The reason that it's a whole bunch of corvettes, I actually thought it was my main ally, the Gorleft, but it's actually the Saigagan. The Saigagan actually have a ton of corvettes, and I really don't care that they actually get crushed, because if they get a bunch of corvettes, easily replaced. Ain't nothing but a gangster party. So if they get crushed there while I invade, fine by me. Oh, we're gonna set the invasion. The invasion begins in the very first engagement of our new federation. One that will uphold and force democracy and freedom upon all who want it, and some who don't. Looks like they're getting straight up crushed. That is straight nasty. I don't even know how that actually occurred, but it turns out that our enemies actually gain strength by killing the Saigagan Union. Good job, Saigags. Aren't you glad that you're our vassal? I sure am. It's kind of like warming yourself by a fire after a cold winter's night, knowing full well that your former enemy now has to fight for you instead against you, and then you totally let him out to drag. Life is good. Okay, so what do we got? Some hostile fleet engaging. Oh, we actually caught up. Oh no, actually that we're not. He actually ended up catching up to our second union. Now this is gonna be interesting. We are down by about 600 points. And for all intents and purposes, actually we're in a lot of trouble here. As long as... Let's see if our corvettes can make up a bit of that stank till our fleet comes in. And you can see the warp drives are actually coming out here. 57th. Oh, guess what? That's what you call a wobbly H, and you're in the middle. Wow. Damn. And their cruisers just getting shot down. That is nasty. And I've been to bachelor parties. That's impressive, by the way. So it looks like some stellar Concordia had gotten lured in, I should say, lured into a nasty trap where we ended up sandwiching them. Call that a crossfire. And now we're going to... do I have that? Oh, we already have that one. So we're going to sum this right up. Because I actually believe that there's very little point in fighting anymore, because we have pretty much crushed your entire resistance. What's going on here? issue a couple orders, and now it's all about just mass invasion. Because if you look at here, we lost 2 destroyers, 2 corvettes. They lost 8 cruisers, 6 destroyers, 6 corvettes, and then he had to do an emergency faster than light. I will agree to that, sir. Active sensor lift. I will also agree to this. It's all about being friends, frenzies. In the meantime, I'm gonna take my transport fleet. Embark all. And we're gonna head to this planet and begin the invasion. Wow. It's all about helping out old friends. Oh no, my leader died. Right in the middle, like a straight up FDR style. What? In the middle of a war, should we actually take someone else that is not of the army, of the P way? I don't know. That's a tough choice. I don't think it's time that we deviate from what's important, and what's important is the P way right now. Busy doing Foster Prime. Growth time and happiness. It's got plus 10 minerals. These are always good. Corvette minus 20%. Tile influence output. That was new. Monthly influence. Unity. You know what? You know what? Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for a change. Where Fox... What's my Unity at? 15 per turn? Gee, I don't know. That is a tough call. I don't know. I almost want to abstain. I think I'm going to abstain. I'm going to abstain and see what the people want. Because I'm torn between these 3. I mean, all 4 candidates are quote-unquote qualified. But that being said, I want to definitely see where we're at if I abstain. I abstain. What do we get? We got Keb, previously governor of Foster Prime, and this is the one we were probably looking at and winking at, like, oh, I wonder what the voters will choose, while I wink my right eye that you can't see off camera. Wink wink. Plus 10% minerals, which is great for production. Corvettes, which is of course the ship that we're taking the most losses of, minus 20%. Absolutely perfect. That being said, I do know that we have Foster Prime, a new governor, and this person looks like he's good for the job. Foster Prime. Oh no, sorry, Foster Prime is gonna need a new one. I was actually gonna put an alien under Foster Prime, but then I was like, what a jerk move, considering they were the only planet that saw any type of alien invasion happened to be Foster Prime. I would have been pretty rude dude to do that, didn't I? Okay, so back to the front, back to the fray again once, my good friends. Once more to the fray, my good friends. I think I'm actually screwing that once more again. You guys get what I'm trying to say. Once more again to the fray? Yeah, either way. Alright, so we're going to continue the invasion with my new allied friends. Back and forth we go. See, like, it almost seems like to me on fast you don't have to pause it too much. It's just enough time for you to react. Like we got like what's going on here? Oh, okay, never mind. Thought it was our hostile station. But yeah, this is just straight nasty. There's no hope in heck for this guy to recover. And strangely enough, I actually haven't seen any of their enemy empire trying to give him a hand. It seems like whatever that's going on up north is got them straight busy. including a sector that has built a military habit or defensive station and a decent size. I actually think I built that station, but that being said, at least he's preparing. What do we got here? Oh, come on now. If you're gonna stop the Army Pea Republic from invasion, at least put up a good spot, because right now that's just a joke. It's almost embarrassing, really. Almost embarrassing. Okay, what I actually think what we're gonna do is we're gonna protect that fleet. I've actually lost a couple army units from minerals or from mining stations that have the ability to do things or whatever. Why not? Let's just get rid of that ship. Why not? We're gonna continually rebuild our fleet. Some corvettes, since they're super cheap thanks to our new leader, General Kib. Sounds like a nice guy. Pretty sure his stance is pro-war and pro-baby. No, I'm kidding. He's actually a nice guy. Okay, what do we got here? No armies left in orbit. What's... What on earth is going on here? There are no armies in orbit. Okay, that was strange. Don't know if you guys noticed that or not. Oh, it looks like we got another Unity tree. Right on. Okay, so while off camera, I actually picked dynamic ecomorphism, giving us plus 10% to our habitability. This one's a visitor center. I'm not entirely certain I want to do that. I actually want to do is I want to go back to supremacy, which is, you know, ironic because I want to fill it up because I want these darn ascension perks. My Unity has actually been down a little bit at this point in the game. 2305. You gotta understand that I've pretty much got to unlock all of these bad boys before I can hit the megastructures. So I gotta step up my Unity production by doing so. Hey, why not? Let's do border range plus 20%. That makes me a big boy. And it also makes a lot more options. Here, asteroid defense system. Already done that. Okay, come on, Mr. Construction. Well, my borders 20%. It's funny. Did I not ask for borders 20%? Right now I got. Oh, good. All right. Well, we'll keep that for the time being. What are we at? 56%. Station here. What's that? Any AIs, or our ally AI anyway, is doing a decent job. Oh, that's not good.
Situation log updated. Construction complete.
Sure that I've got everything, my P's and Q's sorted out. I don't want that destroyer coming after my fleet of undefended transports. Under no circumstance do I want my transports done. Everybody knows the pride that we take. The Army Pea Republic, their troops. As far as I'm concerned, it's all about the infantry. Until they figure out a way to hold a piece of land with some type of bizarre robot, then the Navy flyboys will be all the rage. But until then, they just provide one heck of a... provide one transport to get the real troops from point A to point B. Doing a fine job.
Situation log updated.
Okay, so we're at about 57%, which isn't too bad. Which is actually kind of a little bit bizarre to me, because I honestly thought that at this point they would be a little bit higher. Because I'm just about to crush probably one of their last standing spaceports. Wow, they're putting up quite the battle here. You know why? I've lost so many of my corvettes. My corvettes have awesome ability to take down huge amounts of shields. Oops, I don't. Yes, I do. So gonna renew our trade agreement with our allies. But yeah, it's I've lost so many corvettes that it's actually taken a little bit of time to take down those shields, which would be much better if I had smaller fighters in there causing a ruckus. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to with. So in the meantime, we're going to reinforce this fleet with more corvettes. Got there, nothing ridiculous. Oh, and of course you agreed to. Wait, he says utter madness? He's my ally for years. We were best friends. We're in the middle of a war together. Okay, I may have insulted him by offering him 1. How about offer 101? Okay, well, apparently you're a computer and a 0 and a 1 means a lot to you. Yeah, here it is right there. I lost 12 of my corvettes in that engagement, so all about reinforcing them now. And at 57% war goals, we should be in pretty good shape. I think we've got some remnants there, small fleets trying to recapture their glory days, but why is that coming out as a warning? What do you got here? Ooh, wow, look at this. This is an army battle. A whole bunch of slaves? God damn recruitments. Look at this battle. This is oh, over. That's what that is. That is over. Wow. 71. Should be 171. Wow. I keep forgetting that my main ally is, like, I hate to say it, but, and the AI can't read lips, but we're gonna have to do something about that. Because the Growcraft Interstellar Empire, although a good ally and a friend, and we'll uphold that, I didn't realize we're conscriptors. We are the greatest military force on Earth, or in the galaxy, I should say. Not even Earth, sorry, on Alberta Prime. And because we are not a conscription, we are a volunteer army. Only the best of the best of the best Ps get into be the Army Pea Republic, which was shown at Foster Prime. The reason we're great is because we know that the guy next to us is the best, trained by the best. But knowing that our Federation members are nothing but a whole bunch of conscriptors, I don't know. We may have to wrap this war up and make it a very serious discussion, about what our future is going to be in this alliance. Because no person should be forced into war. They should only seek to defend their way of life. Looks like we've lost our general, which is how do we lose our general? Well, we've lost our leader. Oh God, I really don't want to have to actually choose anybody right now. We're in the middle of a war, and again it's a 50-50 shot that it might actually be an alien race. You know what? That's where I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it right now. This is the second leader that we've died in this conflict. We're doing unbelievably well cutting into our enemy. Our new Federation seems to be the power of the universe, or the galaxy at the very least. That being said, there might be cracks in our foundation, knowing full well that they were using slaves. Although that we knew that they were authoritarian and we had a cultural exchange, we didn't know how deep-seated and deep-rooted that actually was. Makes me think that we've jumped in bed with the very wrong ally. Freedom is the right of all sentient beings. And the reason I know that is because I have a giant slug with a tiny face and a upright fox who want to run for the leader of my empire, and I'm okay with that. If you're not, that means you're a one-eyed purple-headed monster. This has been Army P for eXplorminate.net, and I'll see you next time. Be free, all of you.